Hello, this is TheHunter DD33, and today I want to share with you something that I just figured out over the last few months, and that is, there's more to life than just YouTube. Now, I want to go back to starting when I was 18 years old. I've always been doing construction work, but I've always worked for somebody else. They tell you what to do, you do the work, you get yelled at, whatever, eventually the job gets done. But in the end, you don't get any credit for it. Basically, you're only working for the company, they take all the commission, well, you only get a certain cut of it, and they take all the credit. Everything that you do on the job, they get all the benefits from. You basically only are there to do as told, and you're basically a tool. So my first job, I started as an electrician helper, and I started making $8 per hour at 18 years old. I was making $8 per hour crawling through about 100-degree attics, dusty, dirty, could hardly breathe. Even with a mask on there, you didn't want to be in there. My second job, I started making $10.50 an hour. That was about a year and a half later. And then I ended up getting another job as an electrician, making $12.50 per hour. And I think at that time I was 21 years old. That was right before I moved to Los Angeles. And now I am making about $55 an hour. Now, I'm only telling you this because, well, it wasn't always like that. Let's just say, it's really hard to say, actually. This part is very difficult for me to say. But in Los Angeles, I didn't really know how to do construction jobs here or to like put myself out there and get work. Even in Wisconsin, it was still really difficult because if you didn't really know somebody that liked you or that you had a really good degree in something, you couldn't get a job. So for me, it was difficult to say the least. And before I started making, well, where I'm at now, it was really, really bad. I actually took a job as a food delivery person. I had a job working, and the thing is, the reason I took this job is because doing construction work was so hard on my body. I was working 40, 50 hours a week, making, close to $600-700, but my body was physically beat up from it, and I could barely have enough money to pay for my bills, so I didn't have a choice but to work every single day, except for maybe Sundays. Even Saturdays I would work sometimes. But anyways, eventually I stopped construction work and I switched, and I took this job as a food delivery person. But when I was working for a food delivery person, the company's actually called Postmates, by the way, if you want to know. But I would make money by delivering food to different customers, and the way that I actually had enough money was if I got tips. So if I didn't get tips, I literally didn't have any money. And one time, this is where it all changed. So I had to deliver this cup of coffee, and I needed to have it delivered within 5 minutes. Otherwise, I wasn't going to get my cutoff done before a certain hour. And basically, I needed to do so many trips in order to get a bonus. Without getting the bonus, I didn't have enough money to basically pay for my bills. So I was running across the street with the crosswalk saying that it had 5 seconds left. And I ran across the street as fast as I could, and there was a group of people who were standing right on the edge of the road. I couldn't get past them. I was going as fast as I could, so instead of running into them, I had to swing wide left of them. I ended up actually wiping out, face planting onto the blacktop. I had blood gushing out my whole entire body, and at that point I realized I just did that for a $5 food delivery order and a $5 cup of Starbucks. My life was being risked for making $5 to deliver that cup of Starbucks. And after that, I actually went inside. I washed myself out in the bathroom. All the blood was washed off. And then I actually delivered that cup to the customer. And guess what? I did not even get a tip. So I literally risked my life for $5. And at that point, I knew something had to change. Well, and then that's when I found TaskRabbit. So as soon as I found TaskRabbit, I started putting myself out there, getting construction jobs for what I had, what I felt like I was worth. I could put my rate, whatever price I wanted, and I did electrical jobs, I did home repair jobs, I did heavy lifting jobs, I did like painting jobs, any kind of construction or handyman or electrical jobs that there was, I did, and I had so many reviews, so many jobs. But anyways, so with all that talk and everything, now I'm not saying that YouTube is bad. I love YouTube, but at the same time, it's kind of depressing being inside all the time. And I personally grew up outside a lot, and for me to be able to go outside, it's such a really good feeling to be outside doing things that you love to do and working. Being inside all the time is really not good. Yeah, I have done YouTube full-time for quite a while, but at the same time, like, there's a feeling inside of me that I just want to be outside and enjoying life, exploring different things and doing different jobs, and just being out and being able to work is just a cool feeling. So yeah, anyways, I want to show you some of the things that I actually do. Personally, I recorded some videos of it, so that way hopefully you can get an idea of what I do and what I'm going to continue on doing. And to do that, I'm going to show you everything I do every single morning before I start a job. And the first thing is wake up and have a nice breakfast. Alright, so the first thing I do when I wake up is make sure I have a nice fresh cup of coffee. Now, depending on how hot it is outside or cold it is, depends on whether or not I'll have hot coffee or cold coffee. But since it's been so warm out, I always have cold coffee or iced coffee. Then I put some Cinnabon flavored creamer in it, make it all nice and sweet tasting, and yeah, it's pretty delicious, I'm not gonna lie. Then I'll put in 4 eggs in the frying pan, get them all going, get them ready, put some seasoning on. Lately I just put a little bit of salt and pepper. Actually I use the natural salt. I use the mineral salt, Himalayan salt. Anyways, this is the sandwich. After it's halfway done, I'll put some seasoning on it, put some sauce, a little bit of hot sauce on top of that, and that should be pretty much it for that. This is what it's going to look like in the end. Cut it right down the middle. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we did add some spinach to it, and that should be it for that. Also, I'll have a nice piece of toast with some cream cheese, peanut butter, and some raspberry jelly there. I'll have a really large glass of water, nice cold Brita water, and there is our iced coffee right there. And, of course, we have to take our vitamins too. Now, let's warm up the car. In case you're wondering, this is my 2017 Dodge Charger RT, and it has a 5.7 liter Hemi engine in it. It is a V8, and yes, this is my first V8 car ever. Alright guys, so I just showed up at the job. Time to get the tools, get all set up, and get ready. I don't know why it seems like I'm looking off over there. I'm actually trying to look at you, but it looks like I'm looking down the street somewhere over there. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to show you my tools. Alright, here's all the tools that I have here. These are wet wipes that I have for cleaning up. This is my main bag that I use, my electrical bag. I keep basically whatever I need for electrical jobs in here. My little screwdriver, drill bits, level, pencils, and then over here is kind of my more heavy duty bag. I have my hammer drill here that I just got, a drywall saw, Romex wire, a bunch of electrical stuff underneath there, drill bits, mason bits right here. I have my ladder there, a whole nother bag over here with extra stuff, more drill bits, more electrical stuff, and some screws, a couple boxes of screws under there, drywall screws, wood purpose screws, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have. I keep it all in my car here. Alright, let's head out to the job and get started. Alright, so here's the first job. This is the details. Now, technically this should be an electrical job because we need to remove a ceiling fan and light and install a new one. So basically this is the old ceiling fan we had to remove. I actually took that down from the ceiling, which I'll show you where it was at in a second, but this is going to be the new one. I have to build this fan and put it all together from scratch. Eventually it needs to get wired and put back up to there, so that's where the existing fan came from. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a process. We have to start out from scratch, put it all together, put the blades all together, and eventually get it all wired up and mounted, secured onto the ceiling. So maybe you can see me. Actually, I don't know if the lighting's good. No, lighting's bad. Okay, now you should be able to see me. So yeah, I'm on a job site right now, about to put up a couple ceiling fans and some light switches. Alright, so step one is done. We just got the fan mount and bracket hooked up to the ceiling junction box there, and it's all wired up. Now the bottom part there that you're looking at is where the light is going to be attached, but first we need to build all these blades for the fan, and this is going to be a little process, but hey, I'll show you and see what you think. And there's a fan blade for you. That's going to be the part you can see on the bottom. And that's going to be the top. So the blades are all built now, and now we just have to install them to the fan. Pretty cool. Alright, I think we're good. All set. Looking pretty good. And we are complete. We just finished putting up the light and the glass on the bottom there. Got that all wired in, clipped in, everything's secured, and it's looking pretty good. Now we just got to test it out here, see how it works. We actually just did this in a little over an hour and a half, so close to 1.75 hours we're going to clock in at, and let's try it out here and see if everything works. Alright, well it looks like it's working pretty nice, and let's try it one more time. Double check it. I always double check everything to make sure no rattling, no loose bolts or anything like that. Everything is solid, very smooth. And now let's get paid. Alright, so we just got paid and our total is $87.50. And we did it in 1.75 hours, so just shy of 2 hours. Basically, in less than 2 hours, we made $87.50. And just thinking about how much I used to make, it used to take me about 10 hours to make that much money, and the fact that I can make it now in less than 2 hours, I am so grateful. Alright, so our next job just popped up, and this is another home repairs job, so it's going to be another $50 an hour job. This job requires to install one ceiling light, change out 2 light switches, and drill into some concrete with some bamboo. Now, in this case, we're actually going to need to head to Home Depot to get a concrete drill or a mason drill, because yeah, my drill will drill into concrete, but something told me that this job required something a little bit more heavy duty. So let's head over to the Home Depot and see if we can't find ourselves a really good deal on a hammer drill and maybe even get another drill. So I just got back from the Home Depot and I picked up a nice set of rigid drills here. Got a hammer drill and an impact drill. Both of these came with 2 4-hour amp batteries along with a charger. And of course a helicopter's about to fly over the top right now. But anyways, these two plus 2 batteries and a charger. Seriously, helicopter. Alright, so the helicopter flew away. Well, it didn't fly away, but anyways, the helicopter's gone. Sorry about that. And now we can talk more about these tools here. So I got this set for, well, it was $249, but I got a discount and ended up getting this for 200 bucks. So yeah, 2 drills for 200. I mean, I can't complain about that. Plus, this thing can drill through concrete and it has a ton of power, so I'm really looking forward to using it. Alright, so we just got to another job, and the first task is actually to put in some shelves. Well, I put in some lights before this, but now we're putting in some shelves here, and I have them both level. This is my other screwdriver that I use quite often because it's so small and compact. I really do like it. And of course, we had to make sure that it's secured into some stud because these are going to be holding some really heavy laundry detergent. Next task, we need to drill into this concrete wall here. This is where the drill is going to come in handy. So if you look at the bottom, you can see these little dust patches. That's actually where the drill drilled in, and well, I had to drill into this concrete wall and secure this bamboo. Basically, I made like a fence, if you will. So if you look really closely, you can see these little shiny silver parts. those are where the lag screws went into the concrete. I had to use the hammer drill a hole, and then use a driver and drive the screws into the concrete with a washer, securing the whole wall, if you will, of bamboo for a nice privacy look. And it turned out pretty nice, as you'll see here right now. That's the left side where I started. It wraps all the way around, and remember, there's a concrete right behind this, so it's a really, really nice look compared to looking at a nice concrete wall. Instead, you have a beautiful bamboo patio. Well, I think that's actually going to be it, because this day is finished. Now I'm going to go home. Well, actually, I should probably show you how much we made. Alright, so we just got paid, and actually, we made $250 for the job. But if you look closely, we made a almost $30 tip. Now, that's the cool part about this job, too, or jobs in general, is you can get a tip. And if you get a tip, which honestly, when I first started doing this job, I was so shocked the fact that you can get tip with doing construction jobs. I've never heard of it before, but yeah, we got a $30 tip, and with that $30 tip, that total comes out to almost $280. $280 in 5 hours is absolutely, I don't even know what to say about that, because normally I would have to work almost 3 days. Yeah, because even before, when I would make, say, close to $80 a day, that would be over 3 days to be able to make the same amount of money that we just made from that one job. Not only that, we got a tip too on top of it, so just wow. But what I'm trying to say is that for the last probably close to 10 years, I've been doing construction work and having to work for somebody else, barely making enough money to survive, to all of a sudden, I ended up getting a job where I am my own boss. I can work whenever I want, and I can set my own rates, and I'm very fortunate to be able to be in this position, but it wasn't always like that. So I put a lot of hard work in and ended up eventually becoming where I want to be, but it wasn't always like that, and it was definitely a lot of work. Now, people often ask me, should I do YouTube, and how should I do it, and all these other questions, and I think that doing YouTube is a great thing and everything. I'm not against it, but I think you should do what you're good at, and try, and if you're not good at something, just keep doing different things till eventually you figure out something that you are good at. And even if you're not good at it, eventually you'll get better at it. And when you're better at it, eventually you'll become good at it. And then, yeah, you can do whatever you want. So that's what I recommend. I really hope that you guys do whatever makes you happy, just in general. But other than that, I think that's going to be a good way to end this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
He's perfectly broadside too at 150.
Oh, there he is. It is him.
Yeah.
Oh, he turned.
He'll probably come into this call.
Yeah.
That I put out.
He should stop broadside. He is 190 out. Could get double lung right there, actually.
Yeah.
I definitely had to put in a lot of work.